There's something very crucial that has been lost due to the decline of religion. And if someone hasn't explained this before, I'm here to explain that. Normally, we associate religion with belief in creationism and a creator and creation and prayers sent to this creator for whatever purposes there may be. But I'm bringing a different point of view in this video. In this video, let me tell you the role religion had in shaping your life and your actions. So, when people believed that they were serving a deity or a creator or a higher purpose, then their life had to be arranged in a manner that was coherent with that belief. So this involved not lying, stealing, cheating, etc. Right? And when they arranged their life in a way that was in alignment with what their faith was, they could lead a life that did not have hypocrisy or duality of wanting to be this and wanting to be that. So there was a certain alignment that was created. The next best thing religion gave people was something to be anchored to. So you would get up in the morning, you would say your prayers, you would say your prayers before your meals, etc. Now, I'm not going to address the arguments of whether this has any spiritual benefits or not. But what I am going to bring your attention to is the process of habit formation as a result of these activities. Whenever something becomes a habit for you, you don't require as much willpower to execute the same task as opposed to that thing not being a habit. So when getting up for prayers became a regular habit and it kept getting reinforced, then the subsequent time getting up for prayers became equally easy. And it was then reinforced through this virtuous cycle. Now, we say we are distracted, but we're not distracted. We're actually committed to things that don't matter, though they may feel pleasurable in the moment. So, just like waking up for prayers every day was a practice that was established, now scrolling without any purpose is a practice that is being established. So, there's no distraction, it's just attention has gone to something else. And people have mistaken themselves to be lazy or unmotivated, but they're not, because they are scrolling with a lot of enthusiasm. They do have the energy to keep scrolling. Now if they didn't have the energy to scroll either, then yeah, I might say they lack energy, but that's not the case. So, coming back to the point of what religion did was it tethered you to something, it anchored you to something, which then became a part of your life. So, whether you wanted to do that or not was not in the realm of your thoughts, it just had to be done. Now, if that same principle could be extended to what you do, then your goals become really irrelevant, and here's why. Let's take an example of having a healthy body and being well generally. When you choose to do those actions that are consistent with wellness, whether you make a goal to be healthy or not, you will end up becoming healthy. When you eat in the right proportion, when you eat healthy, when you move and you exercise, you are going to be healthy as a consequence, whether you want to or not. So, because right now the modern man does not see eating right and in the right proportion and exercising as something religious, that is something they can ignore. Because what is absolutely not essential to you is something you have the luxury to ignore. So don't be mistaken and think that the modern man is lazy or unmotivated simply because he's been stripped of religion. And by religion, I don't mean Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, whatever. By religion, I mean a certain devotion to a certain practice that is repeated day in and day out to such an extent that it becomes part of your life. So you don't see it as an additional activity or a box to tick off. It becomes inherent to who you are. So there are very few things modern man actually does religiously. So I would say brushing their teeth or taking a shower is something we will do regardless of our levels of discipline, motivation, dedication, blah blah blah. So if something needs to be part of our life, we have to be religious about it. I don't see any other way. And if you do, maybe you can enlighten me on that. The way I see things is the only way to stay consistent at anything is to see it as something that is a part of your life and not an activity within it. So, something that seeps in at the identity level of you doing that thing, irrespective of how you feel, is what brings change, in my opinion. If you believe there are other ways to pull yourself out of not following a certain routine, definitely let me know.